Hi, I'm Anthony from the Basement Reef, and welcome once again to Plant Talk with the Basement Reef. If you're new to our channel, we're a retail aquatic pet store and houseplant shop located in Columbia, Missouri, and this is our channel where we talk about tropical houseplants and nothing but tropical houseplants. Today, we're going to do an unboxing video. I have a really cool shipment of plants here, with a couple of plants in particular that I'm extremely excited to show you all. One in particular, I consider to be a holy grail plant, at least for me personally, so I can't wait to show you. Alright, so the first plant that we have in this shipment is a couple of albo-variegated syngonium. Syngonium, if you're unfamiliar, is one of the easier to grow aroids and are really underappreciated. They're starting to pick up a little steam lately. And these albo-variegated ones are really beautiful. It's a nice way to get sort of, albo monstera type of look for a lot cheaper. We have two of those in today. And again, they're very hardy, very nice, beginner rare houseplant. So if you want that albo variegated look, but you don't want to shell out, $100 for some of these fancier plants, these albo variegated syngoniums are a really good option. These ones in particular have really nice variegation. You can see half moon leaves all over the place on this guy, a whole ton of really cool modeling and marbling all through it. I'm very happy with these plants. Next up, we have another syngonium. These guys are called a syngonium batik, and they have a very cool variegation pattern on it. Hopefully you can see it in this light. It's a little hard to tell sometimes in different lights. There we go. Here's a really good example of this plant. We have several of those in. So again, if this plant interests you, come on in because there's no shortage of them at the moment. One more syngonium before we get into a few philodendrons on the order. And this one is called a pink flex syngonium. This one's a little more expensive and a lot harder to find, but this is more of a collector's syngonium. So I'd say that if you're into other syngoniums already and you're looking to expand your collection, this is a really good one. It has almost a solid pink leaf with patches of green variegation on it. Very neat. We have a couple of those in. You can see it's one of those that's a little bit different on every single leaf, the variegation. Alright, here we have a philodendron tortum, one of my absolute favorite philodendrons. These will make a room look instantly more tropical. They're fairly easy to keep, and sometime if you have a chance, you should look up a time-lapse video of these guys throwing out new leaves. You can imagine that it takes a lot of work to unfurl these crazy multi-lobed leaves, and as they're doing it, it'll throw itself every which direction, and they just grow wildly. These are some very well-established ones, getting some very nice large leaves in. Again, Philodendron tortum, very cool plant. Come check this one out. Alright, our camera died there, but we got it back up and going. Hopefully we didn't miss anything too important. But our second to last plant, before we get to the one that made me really excited to make this video today, are these variegated philodendron burl marks. Burl marks philodendron, if you're unfamiliar, has these really cool lobed leaves, and they tend to have crazy growth patterns, activating way more growth points and growing eyes than your average philodendron. Wacky plants, and these variegated ones throw off this completely different variegation on every single leaf. See, we have 3 of them here today, and you have everything from almost entirely yellow leaves, regular green fully reverted leaves, half moon leaves, big crazy marbled leaves. And you never know what these guys are going to do from one leaf to the next. Big, bold variegation, easy to keep, a lot of fun. It's a really great little plant is the variegated philodendron burl marks. Nowhere near as expensive as a lot of other plants that have this type of variegation too. Alright, so this here, again, is the plant that made me super excited to place this order, super excited to shoot this video today. And that's none other than the Philodendron longilobatum Leilano Miano. It's named after a guy called Leland Miano, who's a visual artist, lives in Hawaii. And this plant is known for a couple of different things. It has these wild lobes all over the place. Every leaf comes out shaped a little bit different than the last. But some particular characteristics that make this stand out against other similar plants, like say a golden dragon or something like that, are first of all these almost completely bare midribs of the leaf, along the lines of the Philodendron UPI or something like that. Again, also the inconsistent leaf pattern, but then it gets these extra floral nectaries. Hopefully you can see those all over the stem. We'll make sure we get a close-up of those at the end of the video. But we talked about extra floral nectaries in our last video, and that's when a plant produces nectar in places like the leaf and the stem outside of the flower, hence extra floral. And that's usually to attract bugs, to ward off pests and things of that nature. And what it ends up doing is producing all these little purple spots up the stem. And again, this for a lot of people is considered to be one of the holy grails of the philodendron world, of the aroid world, right up there with Philodendron spiritus sancti and stuff like that. Not a very common plant. And we're incredibly excited to have this here in the shop. This is a nice size specimen too. So please come in and take a look at all of this. We'll do a nice close-up of all these plants here at the end of the video. Hopefully you learned something and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to our channel, because that will help us out more than anything else that you can do today. Thank you so much.